A life can feel ordinary until you notice the cracks. The quiet hum of existence suddenly splits, and you realize the world you know may not be the only one. Evelyn Wong stands behind the counter of her struggling laundromat, folding clothes with practiced efficiency. Her movements almost automatic. Bills pile up, her taxes loom. Her daughter seems distant, and her husband's words, though kind, float past her like autumn leaves in a restless wind. There is a weariness in her eyes, small lines etched from decades of carrying responsibilities that no one thanked her for. Her daughter, Joy, drifts in and out of the space with a guarded look, a subtle tension that seems to vibrate in the air around her. She carries a quiet rebellion, an unspoken frustration at a mother she feels doesn't understand her. The friction is gentle at first, almost ordinary, but in this world, ordinary's never what it seems. Across the same apartment complex, Waymond Evelyn's husband moves, with calm purpose. Yet beneath the surface, there's a quiet fear he cannot articulate. He senses a shift, a subtle disturbance in the flow of things, though he cannot name it. There is a weight he carries silently, one that will soon demand more of him than his polite smile can contain. Then, without warning, reality fractures. A man in a suit appears absurd, urgent, almost surreal, claiming to be from another version of her life. His voice trembles between authority and desperation. He tells her that her existence is not singular, that every choice she has ever made has spawned countless lives, countless selves, all converging in a fragile, chaotic web. Evelyn's skepticism clashes with a flicker of intrigue. She wants to reject it, to call it nonsense. Yet a deeper, unacknowledged part of her, the part worn thin by mundane repetition, resonates with the idea that her life might hold more than the laundry, the taxes, the arguments. There's a pull she cannot explain, a whisper from worlds she never knew existed. Her life begins to unravel in small, disorienting ways. Everyday objects take on impossible properties. Strangers seem intimately familiar. Fleeting glimpses of herself in other lives flash like fragments of broken mirrors. A sudden ability to shift between realities, to inhabit versions of herself she never imagined, comes unbidden. Each jump is a shock, a reminder that the person she thought she was, who she thought she controlled, is only a shadow among infinite possibilities. And yet, amid this chaos, Evelyn feels an unmistakable tension. The more she explores, the more she sees herself as she could have been, and the more she fears the self she is in this reality. Joy's gaze becomes a mirror reflecting both unspoken love and unspoken grievances. Waymond's unwavering hope contrasts sharply with the fear and doubt pooling in her own chest. The stakes are not just cosmic, they are painfully, intimately human. Every jump through universes teaches her something new, yet leaves her heavier, burdened with the weight of infinite choices and infinite regrets. Her hands, once folded around clothes, now tremble with the possibility of lives unlived, of paths untaken. Her mind races, with questions she cannot fully articulate. What matters? Which reality is real? And in the labyrinth of endless selves, who is she truly meant to be? A pattern begins to emerge, not through understanding, but through feeling. A pulse beneath the chaos, a rhythm connecting her lives. There is love in some forms, los y notas, and a strange, terrifying beauty in the sheer scope of existence. Evelyn starts to glimpse the emotional architecture of the multiverse. The human heart, stretched across infinite worlds, still beats with the same quiet desperation for connection, meaning, and understanding. As part one edges toward its pause, Evelyn faces a moment that will fracture everything further. A choice looms, not one she can rationalize, not one she can ignore. The multiverse is not just around her, it is inside her, and in the silence between moments, she senses that the next step may demand a reckoning with herself that she has long avoided. The world holds its breath, and so does she. The weight of infinite possibilities presses down on Evelyn as she stands at the threshold of all herselves. The multiverse is no longer a distant abstraction. It thrums inside her veins, pulses through her mind. Every choice she never made, every life she never lived, is now tangible, visceral, demanding acknowledgement. Joy's voice echoes across these realities, a tether of both conflict and love. In one universe, she is distant, defiant, even resentful. In another, Tender, warm, reaching for a connection, Evelyn thought. Forever lost. Each version of her daughter mirrors parts of Evelyn she has ignored for years: fear, regret, longing. The more she sees, the more she realizes that understanding is not a matter of logic, but of empathy, of presence. Wayman's calm perseverance becomes her anchor. In the chaos of shifting selves and exploding realities, he embodies a quiet truth, that love is not measured by perfection, but by persistence. His unwavering faith in her, even when she cannot see herself, offers a foothold in the dizzying storm of possibility. The absurdity of the multiverse, once frightening, now reveals its profound clarity. Evelyn glimpses a universe where she is extraordinary in ways she never imagined, yet finds emptiness in accomplishments without connection. She sees worlds where she has failed, yet feels the resilience born of struggle. Each reality reflects a fragment of human truth, that life's meaning is forged not in what is achieved, but in what is shared, endured, and accepted. Then comes the pivotal shift. Evelyn confronts the version of herself consumed by rage, by resentment, by the temptation to reject all that she cannot control. The multiverse stretches before her like a mirror, showing the consequences of surrendering to despair. It is terrifying, seductive, a whisper that she could abandon the weight of this world of every world. And yet, in that abyss, she sees Wayman's face, Joy's expression, her own hands reaching across impossible distances. The revelation is both cosmic and intimate. The threads that bind her to others, the fragile, persistent bonds of love, acceptance, and vulnerability are stronger than the infinite chaos around her. To survive the multiverse, she need not master all realities. She need only reconcile with the one she inhabits, and the hearts she touches within it. The final tests are not of skill or intellect, but of courage and compassion. Evelyn must face the consequences of her choices, the resentments she has carried, the misunderstandings she has allowed to fester, the love she has withheld. Each act of acknowledgement, each gesture of connection, reverberates across universes. In a seemingly ordinary laundromat, amid spilled detergent and folding tables, the extraordinary unfolds quietly, almost imperceptibly. When Evelyn finally reaches Joy, it is not with grand declarations, but with presence, with the willingness to be seen fully, flaws and all. In that acceptance, a paradoxical freedom arises. The multiverse does not vanish, nor do its infinite paths cease to exist, but their weight is lessened. Meaning is not found in dominion over all realities, but in the humility and courage to inhabit the one she can touch, with love and honesty. The film closes not with fireworks or resolution, but with a quiet intimacy. Evelyn, Wayman, and Joy, each imperfect, each human, each profoundly connected, stand together. The chaos of infinite selves hums beneath the surface, a reminder of possibility, but it no longer dominates. Instead, it amplifies the significance of simple, shared moments. Folding laundry, touching a hand, speaking without judgment, listening without expectation. And as the screen fades, there lingers a thought that resonates beyond any one universe, that to embrace life fully is not to conquer it, but to forgive it. To forgive oneself, and to love without reservation. In the end, the vast multiverse collapses into a single truth, quiet yet immeasurably vast, that the heart, in its courage and connection, contains worlds beyond imagining.